that brings us into like the big question, what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning? And as we said yesterday, life is an absolute. So asking what's the meaning of life is like asking what's the meaning of the color red. It's a silly, the question falls apart, right? Life is life. The meaning of life is life. But what we could ask is, what is life doing? Because if we get fixated on, oh, well, the meaning of life is life, so there is no meaning, well, that's not the whole story. That's the sort of like nihilist that didn't think any deeper. They just got stuck. And if we think about meaning as a function, like more, not what is the meaning of life, but what is life doing? Okay? What is life doing? Can anybody answer that?
Evolving.
Evolving is one thing, yeah. What would be a one step deeper, like a different word for that?
Creating.
Creating. So life is constantly in a process of creation. Creator, creation, these are terms that a lot of spiritual traditions and even religions use and have been using for a long time. It's very accurate. Like if you look around, I mean, hydrogen and oxygen molecules are creating water. Nature is like that tree is creating more oxygen. Our body is metabolizing food. It's in the process of like creating energy, turning food into energy. It's this constant like outpouring of creative energy. That's what life is. It's a creative process. And I said yesterday that business partner and I were in the top of like this, basically the peak of Rio de Janeiro. We're sitting out on this back deck. I shared this, that he said, he's been experimenting with this idea of living your life as a work of art. And the first kind of layer of it, you say, what does living your life as a work of art mean? It means that your life is a creative act. It's a creative act. So going back to the original principle, we are creating our lives. And in this metaphor, the entire reality that you experience is your ultimate art form. It's your work of art. And so the question is, what makes a great work of art? Does anybody have any ideas?
Contrast.
Contrast is one, yeah.
Uniqueness.
Uniqueness, so maybe originality, yeah. So where is it coming from? Is it coming from the ideas of others? Is your work of art, your life, a sort of tapestry of the ideas of other people and their projections on you? Or does it come from within? Is it self-determined and self-directed? Are you the source of the creativity, or are the projections of others? So originality would be a really good one. Others? Skill is an obvious one, right? Skill. And that's what we're doing here, is developing the internal creative skills. Meditation is a process of like sharpening your tools, sharpening your creative tools. We're expanding, in other words, into the full extent of our creative capacity through this work. That's what the internal path is about. One of the like foundational measures of a work of art is its scope, meaning how big of an idea can you create? The scope of this talk is a much bigger idea than, say, how to cultivate more Jing. Right?
Yeah.
A novel like 1984 or Brave New World or even Atlas Shrugged on a Stage Orange level. These are big ideas. Moby Dick is another one. Most people think it's just about a man and hunting a whale. It's like a very, very, very deep philosophical discussion, actually. So anyhow, a work of art can be measured by the scope of the idea that it's communicating. So the instruction with this, if you want to create the greatest work of art, in other words, the greatest, most profound life for yourself that you can, is envision the greatest life you can possibly create and then get to work creating it.